Have you ever thought to yourself, does anyone even see me? You show up every single day, you give everything you have, your time, your energy, your patience, your love, and yet somehow it feels like you've disappeared into the background. If that's you, I want you to hear me right now. You are not alone. I've been there too. I know what it feels like to give and still feel unseen. That's why I want to have this conversation with you today about why so many caregivers feel invisible, and more importantly, what you can start doing right now to feel seen, valued, and supported. Hi, I'm 𝗓𝗃𝗀. My wife Sonia was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in January 2020 at the age of 65. I've seen too many caregivers suffer physically, emotionally, and mentally, oftentimes more than the loved ones they care for. I was determined not to let this disease take me down, and I found a way to cope. Now I help other caregivers do the same. Being a caregiver, especially for someone with dementia or Alzheimer's, is one of the most meaningful roles you can take on, but it's also one of the loneliest. The truth is, most of what you do happens behind closed doors. There's no applause for getting mom dressed without a struggle. Nobody hands out medals for calming your husband during sundowning. Nobody knows about the 2 a.m. panic attack you managed all by yourself while everyone else was asleep. And it's not just the outside world that misses it. Sometimes even your own family doesn't really see you. The siblings who say, thanks for handling it, but never offer to step in. The friends who've stopped inviting you out because you've declined too many times. Even doctors and nurses who glance right past you, treating you like you're just family, when you're actually the frontline expert on your loved one's daily life. That's where the invisibility creeps in. It's not that anyone's trying to erase you. It's that caregiving so often happens in the shadows. And over time, it starts to feel like you don't matter, even when deep down, you know you do. But here's the thing. Feeling invisible isn't just frustrating, it's exhausting. It chips away at your sense of self, at your identity. I've spoken with so many caregivers who said things like, I don't even know who I am anymore. It feels like I'm disappearing. Sometimes I wonder if anyone would even notice if I stopped. Those are heavy feelings. And if you've had them, I want you to know there's nothing wrong with you. You're carrying more than most people could ever understand. But that emotional weight, it adds up. And it can lead straight to burnout. Burnout isn't just being tired, it's deeper than that. It shows up as constant exhaustion you can't shake. It brings resentment toward people who don't get it. It fills you with guilt for even wanting a break. And sometimes it leads to numbness, where you just stop feeling much of anything at all. And here's the truth none of us like to admit. When we're running on empty, it doesn't just affect us. It affects the care we're able to give the people we love most. Now, there's another belief out there that makes this even harder. This unspoken idea that a good caregiver gives without limits. Like we're supposed to keep pouring out endlessly, without rest, without recognition, without support. But let me tell you something I had to learn the hard way. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Caring for someone doesn't make you less deserving of being cared about. And yet, here's where the trap happens. If we keep silently caring more and more, if we never speak up or ask for help, the world assumes we're fine. And that's how the cycle of invisibility continues. But it doesn't have to. There are practical, powerful ways to be seen again, to reclaim your voice, your value, and your visibility. First, name your role. It sounds simple, but it's huge. I meet people all the time who say, oh, I'm just helping out. No, if you're managing medications, scheduling appointments, handling crises, keeping someone safe, you're not just helping, you're a caregiver. And when you own that title, you open the door to resources, community, and support you may not even know exists. Second, speak up, especially when it comes to professionals. You are the expert on your loved one's daily life. Don't let anyone dismiss that. At appointments, practice saying things like, here's what I've observed at home. This is what's working and what isn't. You are a key part of the care team. When you assert that, people start to see your value. Third, rebuild your support network. Even if it feels impossible right now, invisibility thrives in isolation, but connection is the antidote. Find an online caregiver community where people actually get it. Schedule micro connections with friends. Even a 5-minute check-in makes a difference. Explore local resources like adult daycare programs, respite services, or volunteer groups that can give you breathing room. You are not meant to carry this weight alone, and when you find others walking the same path, the load gets lighter. Fourth, protect your energy by setting boundaries. Being visible starts with valuing yourself enough to say no sometimes. It's okay to say, I can't do this right now. I need help with this task. I need a break this weekend. Boundaries aren't selfish. They're an act of self-respect. And they teach people around you to respect your role too. And finally, prioritize your own care without guilt. I know. When you're already stretched thin, taking time for yourself feels impossible. But here's the thing. Caring for yourself isn't indulgence. It's maintenance. Start small. Take a 10-minute walk outside. Journal your thoughts at night. Practice a breathing exercise when stress spikes. The actions can make a massive impact. They remind you that you exist, that you matter, that you are more than this role. I want you to hear me on this. You are not invisible. What you do matters, and more importantly, you matter. Even if it feels like no one notices, I see you, and there are millions of caregivers walking the same path who see you too. Feeling invisible doesn't mean you are invisible. It's a signal, a reminder that you need more support, more connection, and more recognition. And you deserve every single bit of it. So here's what I want you to do. Take one small step today. Join a support group. Ask for help. Speak up at an appointment. Do one thing that tells the world, I am here, I matter, because you do. What's one moment as a caregiver when you felt invisible? Drop it in the comments. Let's bring those stories into the light. If you're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, or like you're losing yourself in caregiving, you're not alone. That's exactly why I created the Caregiver Mastery System, a step-by-step emotional roadmap to help you manage stress, anger, and burnout so you can care for your loved one without sacrificing yourself in the process. Inside, you'll discover how to say yes to yourself without guilt, reduce overwhelm, and reclaim peace, even in the hardest moments. I call this Heaven Island, a place of peace, clarity, and deep acceptance, where you can show up for the one you love without losing who you are. And just so you know, this isn't some time-consuming program. I didn't create it to add more to your plate. I built it to take the weight off your shoulders. The lessons are short, practical, and easy to follow. And if you apply what I teach, even for just a few minutes a day, I guarantee you'll start to feel a real difference in 2 to 3 weeks. Click the link below or visit caregivermasterysystem.com to get started today. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe. I post new caregiver support videos every Monday and Thursday. And if this message spoke to you, use the hashtag #CaregiverMastery so others can find the support they need too. You're not alone. Let's get through this together.